Great. So just want to welcome everybody here. My name is Mike Recinto, and on our podcast, I have a special guest. Her name is Nia Scott. Nia, you want to say hello?
Hi.
All right, Nia. I'm so excited that you decided to come on this podcast with me today. This is my first official podcast. I've been thinking about doing some different things with basketball, mental toughness, motivational speaking, things like that, and trying to get different people online and just to help out others. So we want to learn a little bit more about you. So obviously, you are a freshman. So tell everybody what school you go to.
I go to Shawnee High School
Okay, and where is Shawnee?
in Medford, New Jersey.
Okay, and what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
Okay, so what did you think about your freshman year so far?
I really loved it. I think it was a great community, and the girls and the coaches were very nice, and we had a great season.
Yeah, you guys did really fantastic. We'll get to that in a little bit. So it says that you were born here in Mount Holly, New Jersey. So I'm assuming that's the virtual hospital.
Yes, it
So
was.
have you always lived in this area?
No, I started in Mount Holly, and then shortly after, I lived in Marlton.
Okay.
And in 5th grade, I moved to Medford and started going to school here.
And then you've been there ever since?
Yep.
All right, great. Let's see here. So how old are you?
I'm 14.
14 years old. And when's your birthday?
August 24th,
Wow.
2005.
So you're on the younger side for your age, for your
Yes,
year.
I am.
Yep. Do you feel like that intimidates you at all or affects you at all? Or?
I think it used to when I first started playing, but as I grew in the competition, I just feel like another player with any age.
Yeah, I mean, I think as you get along, I mean, you kind of just adapt and kind of deal with it. And I thought you've done fantastic. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on today is because obviously I've known you through my own daughter Gabby, and playing against you, playing with you, I've seen you grow up. And I just think that you're a phenomenal young lady, and I think that it would be fantastic if more people could learn more about you. So we're going to be asking you some questions, just kind of, getting a sense of, who you are, what you're about, and what your goals are.
Okay.
Okay, so it says here that you're a freshman, obviously. We talked about that, and you're going to graduate in the year 2023. So how tall are you?
I'm about 6 foot, but still growing, hopefully.
Still growing? I mean, at 14 years old, you still have a chance, so you probably can grow like another inch or two, and that would be fantastic.
Yep.
So what position do you play right now?
I play the center or the power forward.
Okay. And which one do you like the most?
I think I like playing the center the most because not a lot of people do that position or enjoy playing that position, so it gives me more opportunity.
Okay, great. Let's see here. If you could use any word to describe yourself, what would it be and why?
One word I would use is outgoing. I've always liked getting to meet new people, especially through sports. I've met a lot of close friends, and I think it's just nice to have so many people so close to you and just enjoying it.
That's great. I mean, outgoing is definitely a really awesome quality. The one thing I think that's cool about being outgoing is that you're able to make friends and meet new people and kind of get assimilated into new situations. So one of the situations I know that you probably were brand new to getting used to was being a new member of Shawnee High School. So did you find it hard or easy to make new friends there?
Well, I played volleyball, so I got to meet a lot of new people before the school year even started. Wow. And I think that was definitely a benefit to going to the new school. But I found it fairly easy to make new friends. Everybody was very nice, and I enjoyed it a lot.
That's great. So when did you start playing basketball?
In about 3rd grade, I would say.
Okay. So how did you get started?
A lot of my friends were doing it, and I was always tall as a kid. So we decided to try it, and I really loved it. So I just kept going with it.
Okay. So it said you used to play, you said you did play soccer, you said, right, growing up? I believe we talked about that before. And what other sports did you play growing up?
Well, I played soccer for a while, probably almost until where I am now. And I did do a season of field hockey, which I didn't enjoy that much, but I would say definitely soccer and basketball were the 2 main sports that I played growing up.
So you mentioned volleyball. What made you get into volleyball, for the fall going into your freshman year?
I had one friend that was doing it that I knew before Shawnee, And she said that it would be really fun, and the coaches, with my height, thought that it would be a great sport to getting to know people and just going into a new school. So I decided to play it, and I had a great time.
What was your favorite part about volleyball? What did you like the best?
The people, meeting new friends, and just like being around such nice people and coaches.
Now, when you compare volleyball to basketball, are there any similarities?
I would say there are a few, like you have to really work on your footwork, and I think one very similar thing about it is jumping. With volleyball, there's a lot of jumping and height, and that helps with basketball for me with like rebounding and like getting up higher.
That sounds great. Now, is there anything that you thought was like totally different that you've never done before as far as volleyball, or thought something that were maybe had to learn a little bit on the fly?
Yeah, I think one thing I had to learn was like basically like bumping and like hitting the ball. With basketball, you're always grabbing it, and with volleyball, you're just hitting it right back. So that was very different.
Okay, that sounds cool. So, what are your like earliest memories of basketball growing up?
I always was very like nervous when I got the ball, and one thing me and my family always talked about was how I had quote unquote happy feet. So I would always like walk or travel. Um, but I always enjoyed playing it and just like always had a great time when I was there.
That's cool. Well, I mean, that'll lead into the next question. What do you enjoy the most about the game of basketball now as a young lady?
I love the competitiveness of the sport. I think like seeing everyone like really focus and like all your teammates like driving to get to a certain like spot in the game, like winning the games and getting to championships and all this stuff. I just love watching everyone work together and just becoming so close.
Well, that sounds cool. Well, do you have any basketball role models you'd like to mention?
One person that I love is Giannis Antetokounmpo, aka the Greek Freak. He's always been like somebody that I looked up to and like really watched as I got to learn the sport of basketball.
Giannis is just amazing. That guy's he's fun to watch.
Yes.
And I think you can learn a lot by watching him too.
Me too, yes.
So, how about some information about your high school career to date?
So in my freshman year, we started off kind of slow, and it was very tough because of our group. We have a very tough group. But as the season went on, in the champion and in the playoffs, we had a really great run. We ended up beating the second, third, and sixth seeds, and we ended up playing Cherokee, who we lost to, but they are a great team, as you know. But I think it was a great run. We did very well. We got very comfortable with each other, and we all just started working together and made it very far and pretty much made history.
Now, you guys were the 14th seed, is that correct?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, you guys were in the area. You guys were the Cinderella team and really talk of the area. What do you think were the major differences between the beginning of the season and the end of the season? Because I know from looking at your schedule, you did have some tough teams and tough games, but a lot of them it seemed like they were really close, and you probably were maybe teetering back and forth on winning those games. And I know your record wasn't indicative of the talent and the competitiveness on the team. But what do you think were some major differences that help you on that run?
I think one of the differences that were major was ending the games. We had a lot of like third and fourth quarter like letdowns, and I think as the season went on, we learned how to like maintain our lead and finish out games strong, and that really helped us when it came to the big stuff.
Well, on your team, you had a number of seniors. Is that correct?
Yes, we had 4 seniors.
So, do you feel that the seniors were able to kind of like settle everybody in because they've been in that situation before and they understood what was meant of them and what was necessary for them to win?
Yes, 100%.
Now, how would you rate your performance this high school season?
Personally, I think I had a very good season. I averaged a good amount of points and rebounds each game, and I had many double doubles. But I think everything comes to like teamwork really, and just working together. The girls around me always push me to be better, and my coaches always push me to be better. So I think that made me where I am right now and for the future.
Well, I mean, that sounds great. The one great thing is you're just a freshman, so the team will be able to grow and continue to, experience success, as you go forward. And your coach is just a fantastic coach and a fantastic person as well.
Yes.
So what do you think, personally, what were your strengths this season?
I think I really learned how to use my length and my speed this season, and I think that really helped with pretty much everything in the game, like rebounding and just getting up higher and being able to like steal balls and all that stuff.
I mean, for you to use your size and your strength, it's going to take a lot of pressure off of your teammates.
Yeah.
And it's going to help. It's really going to help you guys to be more effective as a team. And I know you've mentioned the word team so many times, and I'm just so happy that you understand that this is just more about than just you. It really is going to take all of your teammates' hard work and dedication working together in order for you to produce, a successful season. So I think you guys were fantastic, and you're going to be great going forward.
Yes, thank you.
Now, one of the hardest things to think about is your weaknesses. So what do you think that you need to work on? If you were to sit down and think about your season, what are some things that you would want to work on so that next year you could be a more well-rounded player and more effective player?
I thought about this a lot throughout my whole season and still to this day. I think one of the major things I need to work on is shooting and like getting out farther in the court and spreading my game a little bit, because I feel that if I can, not really perfect, but get better down low, if I can take that game to outside by the 3-point line, that will really help me excel to my future.
Yeah, and then you can use your speed and quickness to beat your defender and take it to the basket, possibly score, get fouled, or a combination of both, which is fantastic.
Yep.
Well, I like the idea of your shooting, because I've seen you down the paint, and you've taken your game to the next level with, obviously your offensive rebounding and putbacks, but also just your post moves. What did you work on in order to get better at that? Or how did you get better at that?
Well, we would practice in practices every day. We would always work on post moves, and a lot of repetition. I think that helps. When you repeat something over and over again, it makes it much easier to use it when in game situations and in the tougher situations. So I think just practicing and just keep working on it always helps to get better.
Okay. So what are you doing right now? Like, we're in a shutdown, obviously, with everything that's going on. So I know a lot of girls, a lot of athletes are spending the time to work on their game. So how are you doing that?
I've been doing virtual practices and workouts with my AAU coach, Kurt Kessler, and Coach Tiny. We've done many practices together as teams, and I think those have helped me a lot. And just going out whenever I can, just getting some shots down, taking some foul shots, running, just all that type of stuff has been helping me expand my game.
Sounds like you've been busy.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, I want you to reflect back on your wonderful high school season. What is your most memorable basketball moment for this season?
I think the playoffs had a major impact on this season. Just experiencing, like, going through all of that and, like, the excitement that happened and everything just as a 14th seed, like, not even knowing if we were going to make it that far, and then having to, like, do this whole trip as a team and just having so much fun. I think it was all great to experience, especially as a freshman going in on your first season.
I mean, I think it's fun and exciting, and and you're nervous, but I think in the end it makes you a better player, and it helps you to gel as a team. And I definitely saw that happen for you girls, which is fantastic.
Yes.
So I have just a couple more questions. What are you thinking, or what are your thoughts about sports or basketball, in the future? Are you interested in playing college?
Yes, I definitely am. I've always, as a kid, wanted to play in college, and I think I'm going to continue with that.
Okay. So what makes you want to play in college?
I just love the sport, and like I've done it almost my whole life. So I feel like it's become like a part of me kind of, and I just want to keep going with that.
Okay. I know it's early to think about, but, obviously you're starting to, look at your options and things like that as far as college. My question to you is, what are you looking for in a college?
Obviously, I want to look for a good team, but I also want to look for like the environment and the people. I think having a team that is very like close and very friendly with each other helps when it comes to games, because if you know how you all like work and move, you can work together better and just become a better team all around.
Okay. Well, going off of that, I want to know, the real question is, what kind of student are you? Because grades are important. If you're going to go, far in life, whether you're playing sports or not, you have to have the grades in order for you to progress on to the next level. So how are your grades, or what do you think about school?
My grades have always been good. I've always focused on that because I knew as I grew up it's going to become more important to me. I've always had A's and B's, and I recently just got Student of the Month. So I've always been really focused on that and just made sure that was my priority.
Can you tell us a little bit about Student of the Month and explain that?
Yeah, it's weird because of social distancing and not being in school. I don't really get to like experience it how it is, but it was great. I got to call my principal and he let us know, and we were just so excited because, as a freshman, it's like there's so many kids and just getting it is a great experience.
That's fantastic. I know your principal very well. I have a couple more questions. So besides basketball, what else do you do? Like, what other kind of hobbies do you have?
I just like hanging out with like my friends and family whenever I can. And I think I'm going to continue with volleyball. I think it's fun. And in this, coronavirus time, I've just been finding little things to do. Like I've been painting and just a bunch of little stuff.
Okay. So if I were a coach and I was looking at you as a prospective player, because you talked about you want to play in college, what would you want to tell me, or what would you want me to know about you that's going to set you apart, or maybe give them a little bit more insight into who Nia Scott is as not only a player but a person?
One thing about me is I'm very like open. I can let people come to me and just like talk to them. I'm very like kind and just easy to like be around, and I think that's important because it makes people feel welcome and just like more friendly and just easy to be with as a teammate and as a person and a friend.
Now this year you really stepped up as a freshman on the court, and I'm seeing that in the future you're going to be more of a leader on the court. I want to know how you're going to embrace that role, and if you feel that you're ready to be a leader.
Yeah, I've always tried to like lift people up and just like, make them better players and better people, obviously. So I think that I can take that role at any time and I will be ready for it. But I'm very excited for the next seasons to come and think that we're going to have a great time.
Okay. Well, maybe what we can do right now is, get ready to, finish up here. I just want to say a couple things. Number one, I just want to say thank you for being the first person to hop on and do a podcast interview with me. This is definitely a lot of fun. My goal is I really want to try and get exposure for girls basketball, girls high school basketball, but especially basketball in South Jersey. As you know, Gabby has been involved with basketball since she was a little kid. And obviously I go to all the games, so I know the kids, we know the sport. And I just love, meeting the kids and their parents. And there's just so many great kids out there in South Jersey that don't get a lot of exposure and people don't know about. So I'm really hoping that over the next few years that I can connect with more players, more parents, more coaches, and do interviews like this so that people can get to know them better. Nia, I have no doubt that you're going to be successful, going forward and at the next level. You're such a great kid.
Thank
You have
you.
a great attitude. You're a team player. You're unselfish, but you're also down to earth and no drama. So I know you're gonna be fantastic.
Thank you.
We're gonna get ready to wrap up. So, what do you think about the future of basketball right now? What do you think about us and South Jersey? Do you feel confident that we're going to be able to put South Jersey on the map with these podcasts and then the players play?
Yes, definitely. I think getting it out there will help, people be more aware of it. And it's great to like watch and so fun to watch. And I think more people should know about it.
Yeah, one of the things that I liked the best was I noticed a lot of girls going to other games. So, you were coming to the Cherokee games. Cherokee girls were coming to the Shawnee games. Washington Township came out and watched the Cherokee Shawnee game. So we were seeing all kinds of players. I saw players from, Morristown Friends come out and watch. Friends from Haddon Township, Haddon Heights. They were from all over the place, Cinnaminson, and they were supporting each other's games, which is fantastic. And that's what's really going to help the sport to grow. The one thing that we need to make sure that we remember is that we're all in this together, and I think that there's a misconception that people think that, we're all in competition with each other. The girls are in competition with each other. And I think the biggest thing we have to understand is that each girl is special. Each girl has their talents. Each girl has their own mission and their own goal. And I think that we can be happy for others and support them while still pursuing our own goals. So I think that's something that's important.
Yes, I agree with that.
Nia, I'm going to get ready to wrap up here today. I just want to say thank you one more time. Tell your parents I said hello, and I look forward to seeing you on the court soon.
Thank you.
All right, Nia, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.